Good morning. Thank you for joining Armina McKenna for today's webinar, ERP Solution Selection Best Practices, the 3 most important things you need to know. My name is Mary Tressel, and I'm here today with Tim Horgan, our presenter. First, I'd like to explain to you how to use your webinar pane. Please note that the orange arrow will allow you to minimize or maximize the pane. If it is minimized, simply click on the orange arrow to bring it back. Feel free to submit any questions that you have for Tim throughout the duration of the webinar. He will handle the questions at the end of the webinar as time permits. If we run out of time, Tim has offered to send an email response to you with the answer for your question. Next, we'll show you how to modify your audio settings. If you are using your telephone to listen in to our webinar, please make sure you select the Use Telephone button. If you're listening through your computer speakers, please select Use Mic and Speakers. If you have the incorrect settings selected, it will produce an echo sound. And now I'd like to introduce to you Tim Horgan, our ERP consulting partner. Tim is an ERP sales, planning, and implementation expert with more than 20 years of business and systems integration consulting experience. He's worked with high-growth startup, mid-market, and enterprise, public, private, and FDA-regulated companies in the life sciences, high-tech, and business services industries. Prior to joining Armina, Tim was a consulting partner at Accenture. His consulting expertise spans both domestic and international sales and delivery. Leading teams of 4 to 75 consultants on services projects lasting 3 weeks to up to 2 years, Tim also has a proven solution delivery track record with more than $25 million in revenue supervised. Tim's client work includes extensive IT, business architecture design, software selection, and ERP planning for CRM, SCM, production, and financial management functions. Tim is also a frequent writer, speaker, and author on ERP implementation topics, and he has actually written 2 ebooks on the ERP selection and implementation process. So with that, I'm going to turn the webinar over to Tim Horgan.
Thank you, Mary. Hello and welcome everyone, and thank you for joining us. It's my pleasure to talk to you today, and I will be sharing with you the 3 most important things you need to know about selecting your new ERP solution. Number 1, understanding the rules of the game. Number 2, preparing your game plan. And number 3, how the ERP vendors you'll be working with will expect to play their game plan. Over the next 45 minutes, I'm going to give you a comprehensive framework on what to do and how to do it. We won't be able to drive into every detail, but you'll certainly be well prepared to start your own ERP game plan. And I'm certainly not going to waste your time, so I hope you spend it with me. Next up, just to highlight, the goal of our presentation today is really to make you a more informed ERP buyer. Quite frankly, it's a win-win. You're going to be more successful, and I think the better questions and more prepared you are to ask questions of vendors, including Armanino in the sales cycle, the more likely Armanino is to do business with you. So as we think about ERP, just to give us a mental model, I'd like to take you through the 3 paradigms that I think have applied over the past few years, just to shape our conversation today. So the first is, when you think about ERP projects back in the 90s, I think they really had a infrastructure focus, right? The mental model was around, hey, we're going to be building a new plumbing system, heating and cooling system, the framing of the building, lots of capability, but not necessarily as polished or easy to use